You look good.
Thank you. Hi, guys. Good morning. Welcome to night AMA session. I'm Dr. Ben Benham, co-founder of Happy Head. Today's topic is hair facts versus myths. So, good morning. Good morning. Today is the 1st of April, 2025. If you start now on your daily hair care routine, you'll have the perfect hairline by summer. So, I'm pretty excited. Before we get started, let me review the disclaimer. I want to remind you that this information is for educational purposes only and is not meant to provide any medical advice or services. Please do not rely on this information to make any medical decisions, and remember to discuss the risks and benefits of any treatment options with your medical doctor before you get started. And please remember that this does not establish any patient-doctor relationship. Questions: how did Happy Head get started? Happy Head got started out of the necessity to come up with an alternative to oral finasteride medication. As you know, oral finasteride can have some side effects, such as sexual side effects, which basically is about 2 to 4%. And years ago, Dr. Shan and I wanted to have an alternative. So the studies from topical finasteride has been in the clinical literature ever since actually 1996. Hard to believe, but no one was really mass uh, marketing it or talking about it. And the reason was because we really didn't know the efficacy of topical finasteride. So we had a lot of patients about 2017 in our office that started doing the topical finasteride, and we saw very impressive, amazing results. And people were reaching out to us basically from other states, wanted to buy the products, but we couldn't sell to them because we were not licensed in other states. So, and that's how Happy Head got started. It was a nationwide. We were the first nationwide distributor of topical finasteride and prescription grade Rogaine in the U.S. market, pretty much in most states in the U.S. What made you specialize in hair? So, first of all, as a as a young kid, I used to go to dermatologists quite a bit because I had acne. I was an Accutane, eczema, and also I have a genetic hair loss condition known as alopecia areata, where you get like this autoimmune condition where you get these round bald patches basically all over the scalp, and that really made us very interested in hair. And when Dr. Shan and I had graduated in 2008, there was really no derm clinic focused purely in hair, and that's what we want to do because we want to come in and think outside the box and really change the field, which I think we've done on the past decade and a half. What has your own hair growth journey been like? So over the years, I've gone through many episodes of what's called alopecia areata, where basically I've lost patches of hair throughout the scalp. In those instances, I've been anything on topical finasteride, minoxidil, injection of cortisone, along with oral medications. And it's been a journey, and I've learned from my own hair growth journey, and complement that with a lot of my patients' journeys, and that's how we make things perfect and happy. Um, it's always a learning experience. What are some of your favorite hair care products? Uh, it's a very good question. So as you guys know, I love Happy Head products quite a bit. But look, I've also used like at home like a lot of the native shampoos. And I have and I think and one of the reasons why I like it is because there aren't like a lot of ingredients. It's like 10 or less. So I know it doesn't have as much ingredients, so I feel safer using it. Other stuff that I actually like, look, I've had dandruff all my life and I've been on and off, like in the shoulders, T-gel, T-sal, Selsun Blue. So those are some of my favorite products actually that I recommend to my patients, and also Nizoral. And I still recommend them every day in my office. Especially if you have dandruff, I do recommend doing the Nizoral shampoo along with Head and Shoulders, alternating them, and that's what's basically going to keep the dandruff, under control. What tips do you have for curly hair people to maintain health and shine? It's actually very difficult, and it's tough. But Here's my opinion. First of all, what's really important is that having conditioning your hair is very important. First of all, we tell our patients not to shampoo every day. I typically tell my male patients to shampoo like every other day or every third day. Female patients shampoo once a week. Look, you can wash your hair every day, but not shampoo every day. Another important thing is using conditioners. It's really important because let's say you have very dry skin. So what do? You moisturize. The hair is the same way. You want to condition it. So basically, you're moisturizing your hair strands, and that will help you quite a bit as well. And also, taking multivitamins are very important. Vitamin D, zinc, B12, B6. Those are all basically very important in getting people basically healthier and shinier hair. How often should I be washing my hair? That's a great question. I think for guys, should be washing the hair every other day. For females, about once a week. When is a good time to start using the finasteride or dutasteride formulas? There are many stages of hair loss. One, you have the preventive stage, and one, you have the active losing stage where you're just thinning, and you have the balding stage. The key is that you don't want to use this product when you're balding. You want to use this product when you're active, when you're noticing the first sign of thinning. Some patients will also use it even proactively, but the most important thing is the first sign of thinning. That's when you want to get started. What are the different stages of hair growth? So well, let's talk about the different stages, the different hair cycles. So there's the two most important ones will be there's the anagen, telogen, and catagen phase. So we have the anagen phase, which is really the growth phase. So 95% of your hair is in the anagen phase, and then you have the telogen phase. Telogen phase basically is the resting phase, and this is the time where your hair basically is going to shed. Now, majority of patients, we are actually in the anagen phase. Now, if you go through very stressful events, basically all of a sudden you're going to go into the telogen phase. So, and unfortunately, what telogen effluvium is that, let's say if you go through, like you have a car accident or like a really rapid weight loss and you end up in the ER, that traumatic event, it's going to cause a shift from your anagen to telogen phase, which means 50% of your hair could go from anagen to telogen phase. So imagine, usually 5% of your hair should be in telogen phase. Now 50% is in telogen phase, which means that up to 50% of your hair may fall out over the next 3 to 6 months. What product do you recommend most? So the number one product that I recommend is actually the topical dutasteride minoxidil mix. Why? The reason is, see, so there are many different medications in the market for hair loss. There's finasteride, oral finasteride, which has risk of sexual side effects. Oral dutasteride, which also carries a risk of sexual side effects. Oral minoxidil, which is a great drug, but it's still the blood pressure medication. And some patients could experience lowering blood pressure, feeling dizzy, lightheaded, chest pain, shortness of breath. The topical version basically could combine the finasteride, dutasteride, minoxidil all in one. So you're taking all these oral medication and putting topically. And when you put it on the scalp, that could really cause a lot of hair growth because stimulating the hair growth in a localized area without you having to take something systematically, and as a result, lower risk of systemic side effect. So, so I love all the medication, the active ingredients, the finasteride, the dutasteride, the minoxidil, the retinoic acid, but I love them in a topical version, and that's what got Happy It started. We're the first topical finasteride, and also I think the first topical dutasteride in the U.S. market. Um, should I start with topical fin or dut? So if you look at the clinical studies of finasteride versus oral dutasteride, you will see that the oral finasteride is significantly better than oral finasteride with respect to causing more hair growth. And the reason because inhibiting two enzymes as opposed to one, and your total DHT reduction is actually is significantly lower with dutasteride compared to finasteride, which means that dutasteride inhibits the DHT much better than finasteride because it's inhibiting two enzymes. So my recommendation is that if you're going to start with something, start with the best one, and that is the topical dutasteride minoxidil retinoic acid mix. Now, what are the benefits of the liposomal? Liposomal are slow release formulas, which means that instead of doing it twice a day, you only do it once a day, which is a great benefit. And also, basically, they're slowly released, so you don't get hit with like a lot of dutasteride or finasteride all at once, which reduces some of the risk of the side effects. What is in our new 10-in-1 formula? and what are the benefits. So the 10 in 1 formula has a lot of different things, like literally 10 things. But this is like the Rolls Royce of any hair topical solution you're gonna have. So let's go through this. So it is the zero point 0.3 dutasteride mixed with 8% minoxidil, with 1% zeterizine, which is Zyrtec, latanoprost, melatonin, caffeine, retinoic acid, vitamin D, vitamin E, biotin, and hydrocortisone. Is rosemary actually good for the scalp, or it's just a myth? No, it's actually good. If you look at the clinical studies, topical rosemary oil has been associated with same clinical results as as minoxidil 2%. So it could help you. Do you recommend the red laser caps? Look, I think the laser caps could help. It is not necessarily for everyone, but it's a very minimal effort device that could really help, especially some patients. When should someone opt in for the latanoprost formula? So first, our formula is the 0.05% latanoprost with zero point 0.3 finasteride with 8% minoxidil and 0.01 retinoic acid. Um, it's the patients that don't respond to our regular formula. This is what we recommend. But I always recommend trying our dutasteride minoxidil formula first, because majority of patients do respond to that and they really like it quite a bit. And again, our new 10 in 1 formula is probably even better than our traditional dutasteride formula, because it's a zero point 0.3 dutasteride with 8% minoxidil and retinoic acid, plus like a lot of other things like cetirizine, melatonin, caffeine, retinoic acid, all in one. Um, is there such a thing as plateauing on this medication? And if so, what should I do to avoid that or fix that? Yes, you could plateau on any medication. I mean, this was the problem with the original finasteride, Propecia, that people took it for many years and plateaued. So you constantly have to add stuff basically to fix that problem. And this is why the 10 in 1 solution is so powerful, because it's kind of Darwinism. You know, if you have one product, your body's getting used to it. But if you have multiple products, your body's probably not going to get used to it as fast. How often should I be derma rolling? This is our derma roller. So basically what we do, you can take it out of the box right here. Just want to show it to you guys. Guys, this is our derma roller. So how often should we be derma rolling? It depends on the depth of the derma roller. Ours is a 0.25% derma roller, and you could do that every night, very lightly, gently. Don't make yourself bleed. And what we recommend is basically applying the topical on top and gently derma rolling it. Are hair masks actually helpful? Look, I think they help to moisturize basically your hair, which would make it feel fresh and healthier. With respect to causing the hair growth is still questionable. What makes Happy a better choice for hair growth? The reason why Happy is a better choice is, first of all, our founders, including me, we are physicians and doctors that do hair every day. In contrast to other companies where the founders don't do hair, we see thousands of patients every month. So we get the feedback from our patients every hour of the day, physically being in them with the same room with them. We take that knowledge and clinical experience and clinical expertise and transfer it and translate it into Happy Head. And this is how we come with new innovative products all the time. So for example, our new 10 in 1 formula that contains the zero point 0.3 dutasteride and minoxidil, a lot of these basically were first integrated into our clinic, and we get response back from our patients, and it gets translated to our nationwide distributor Happy. So this is why I truly believe that we as a company are a better choice. Also, we're focused and dedicated only in hair, and also realize that Happy was always the first. We're the first topical finasteride in the US market. We're the first super capsule in the US market. We combined the oral finasteride with minoxidil, the first topical finasteride in the US market. Again, we're always trying to be forefront of basically technology and advances in hair growth. And it really all comes down to the fact that we practice this and clinically practice it every day. What is the best way to apply the topical formula for maximum absorption and effectiveness? So what I would do is basically just do a pump and basically rub it all over the scalp and do another pump. So basically you want to do 2 pumps twice a day on a traditional topical formula. That's how you get the best effective results. Is it safe to use Happy Head alongside other hair growth treatments or supplements? Yes, absolutely. You could use the topical Happy Head along with the oral Happy Head products like the super capsule, and also using the Happy Head supplements as well. All together will help you quite a bit. Are there any difference in side effects between the oral and topical formulas? Well, obviously, when you take something orally, you're going to have a higher risk of systemic side effects. This is why we created Happy It, because when you apply it topically, you're not ingesting it, thus your risk of systemic side effects basically goes down. Um, Does wearing a baseball cap contribute to hair loss? No, that's actually a myth. Unless in a rare cases where it's like really, really tight, but that's usually not the case. What are your thoughts about combining zero point 0.1 finasteride, zero point 0.1 dutasteride topically instead of only just dutasteride topically? Yes, we do have that formula actually. We do have a formula where we have the finasteride, dutasteride, minoxidil, retinoic acid all mixed together topically, and it works amazingly well. In fact, it's not just 0 point. We actually ours I think is a higher concentration. We may have
We're
one.
about to launch a higher
Yeah,
concentration.
we're about to launch that. Right now it's a zero point 0.1 finasteride with zero point 0.1 dutasteride, but we're about to launch a higher concentration. I think it's 0.25 each. I believe so. Yes. And again, all that actually came from our studies in our clinic. What are the most common mistakes people do when using the hair growth treatments? One, they don't use it as often as they should. Two, they don't use it along with a derma roller. Those are the most common mistakes. What happens if I miss a few doses? Will it impact my results? No. If you miss a few doses, it's not going to impact your result. But the key is consistency. The more you're consistent, the better results you are going to get.
How long can you go without?
I don't think there's any number. Look, if you miss 3 days, it's fine. You know, but if you're using the product only once a week, it's just not going to help you at all. I mean, you need to really use it every day. And if you do it twice a day with our topical solution, that would be best. And remember, with our new topical formulas, with the liposomal and lipoderm, is that those are actually once a day applications. So they might make it easier for you to be more consistent with the newer ones. If I'm already on the advanced formula and the growth plateaued, what oral medication can I start? You could start on the oral minoxidil or the oral super capsule. If I switch from the finasteride to dutasteride, will shedding happen again? Typically not. All right, guys, let's talk about our upcoming product launches. So, what are the new stuff that we're going to launch? So, first of all, we have our new anti-dandruff formula. So, which is basically the anti-dandruff formula is combining our traditional topical formula with some of the new ingredients for dandruff. So it's a 0.25% dutasteride, 0.25% finasteride with minoxidil 8%, and it has melatonin, caffeine, vitamin D, biotin, and ketoconazole all in one. So it's not only going to help your hair, but it's also going to significantly help the dandruff as well. Laser caps. The laser hat. So laser hat is another product that we are going to launch soon. I am super excited about the laser hat. Look, again, it doesn't work for everyone, but I think it works for the majority of patients. Can you answer this for a second? Okay. Then we also have our lipodermal solution. The lipodermal solution is a new formula that is being launched. The lipodermal has the dutasteride 0.25% with the finasteride 0.25% with minoxidil 8%, with caffeine, melatonin, vitamin D, biotin, and retinoic acid. But the key with the lipodermal solution is that it's only once the application. So our traditional Happier formula was a twice a day application, whereas the lipodermal formula is a once a day application. Yeah, can you go pick it up? It's the key from the front. I'm so sorry. Sorry, guys. I apologize about that. So again, so the lipoderm is great. Remember, this is a little bit different from the anti-dandruff formula because the anti-dandruff formula has some ketoconazole in it. This doesn't have ketoconazole in it, but it's purely for basically hair growth. Now, guys, let's talk about the account page features. So, first of all, why are we a subscription service? The reason why Happy is a subscription service is because, look, for you to be consistent about the products, you need the product delivered on a monthly basis consistently. So we provide that service. You don't have to think about it. You just sign up, and we will do the rest for you, making sure the product is in your house on time every month. This is the best way to stay on track with your medication. Now, that being said, you have the option of adjusting your order dates online. You could basically skip a month. You could call us, basically skip 2 months. So there's a lot of stuff you could do. Just easily log into our website, go into my account page, and update your information. We also encourage you to upload your progress photos to my account page to keep track of your growth as well. And if you're happy with results, please feel free to contact basically the support and share results with us, or your assigned dermatologist. We are here to help you. Unlike our competitors, we match you with board certified dermatologists, not just nurses or NPs. We have board certified dermatologists who are available here to talk with you via chat. And also, we are available on the phone as well. You could go on our website basically and click on the phone number, and you will get connected to our live support. Again, a lot of our competitors do not offer this, but we do offer this. Now, what are happy at perks? So first of all, personalized formulas. Look, we personalize and customize your formula just for you. We assign you board certified dermatologist, and we also assign you a care manager that you can literally call and talk to, and they will guide you through the right process. We also offer free reformulation. So if you experience side effects, you can always give us a call and we'll reformulate your formula. Now, how many people actually experience side effects? That's actually pretty rare. Our products are FDA approved ingredients and they're pretty safe. But look, everyone's different. So some patients could have some side effects, but we are here to help. But also, what happens is that sometimes patients call us and they say that they want to basically change the product so it works better. So, for example, we have some patients that were on the finasteride minoxidil formula, but now we offer dutasteride, and which works better. So please give us a call. We'll search out the formula for free. We'll send you a new formula, and we're not going to charge you for it. So again, what are some of the examples of reformulation? So we could up from finasteride to dutasteride. We could also lower the concentration of finasteride in your product. We could also lower concentration of the minoxidil in the product. We would change the base from the standard to water-based to liposomal. And also we have some oral medication options that you could add on. Again, if you're not sure what formula is right for you, please talk to one of our hair specialists. 855-999-4210. We currently do have ongoing promotion that you get your first 6 months is $59 a month, plus a free gift with the first purchase. This is honestly probably one of the best deals we've had going. We love your feedback. And please make sure you leave us a feedback on our Facebook or Trustpilot page. And also, we do have a friends program, refer friends program, where your friend will get a $50 Amazon gift card, and you will get $50 off as well. Is that what the friends program is?
Mhm.
Oh wow, amazing! This is good. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for joining us on another AMA session. I'm Dr. Behnam, one of the founders of Happy Head. Please feel free to reach out to us. We'd love to hear from you through our chat or our phone number. Even if you're not sure about the products, just give us a call and talk to us. We'll give you all the information we know to get your hair on its best journey ever. Thank you, Francesca, for setting everything up.
Sweet. I didn't realize that